welcome back to my closet for Monday, March 15th. Today is the Ides of March and halfway through Women's History Month. I hope you guys all had a wonderful weekend. I don't know about you, but daylight savings time is stupid, and I just don't get it. It's kind of irritating, especially when you have a baby, when you have to tell them, that you have to go to bed when it's light and then wake up when it's dark, and it's just a mess. So, big news this weekend: 45 million vaccines were deployed on Saturday alone. So this shit is happening, and it's great. Would somebody please tell Florida and Texas that this is what needs to happen before you take off your masks? Florida and Texas are just completely insane to me. I don't understand what's happening. In fact, in Texas, they're not even in line to get vaccines. The service and hospitality workers are not even in line to get vaccines yet. So hopefully they'll get their shit together and prioritize the people that are on the front lines. All right, so some stimulus notes. So in case you haven't heard, there's some very specific things about what you should be expecting. I'm looking forward to this. It's a $1,400 direct payments to Americans making up to $75,000 a year. And there's a different package for below 80, I think. And then for $150,000 for married couples. If you make over $75,000 but less than 80, then you get a smaller check. So deposits are starting to hit bank accounts this weekend. I haven't gotten mine yet. We haven't gotten ours yet, but we're looking forward to that pretty soon. If you're on unemployment, that's extended to $300 a week in extended unemployment benefits, extended through September 6th. And also, if you have kids like me, then you got a child tax credit of $3,000 per kid, which I'm guessing is going to take into effect in our 2021 returns. So, again, $360 billion in state and local government aid, $130 billion to help schools safely reopen, and $120+ billion for COVID-related aid, and $59 billion to small businesses. So I'm super excited about this. This means that I'm on the job boards for cocktail and hospitality job opportunities in New York, and there's a lot of people that are already hiring. A lot of bars and restaurants are coming out of hibernation in New York, which is great because that means that a lot of people are going to get back to work. So I'm super excited about that. One thing that's specifically conspicuously absent from the big package is that federal minimum wage did not increase. All right, so let's see here. So something I wanted to talk to you guys about is something that I found extremely helpful, especially when managing stress, is tapping, or EFT. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this, but this is brand new to me. So if you've ever heard of this, let me know. Let me know if I'm doing it right. But I've been doing this for 6 minutes and I've already felt the benefits. Literally minutes later, it feels really good. So I'm definitely in all this woo-woo stuff. I believe in all this Eastern medicine and acupuncture, acupressure, and stuff like that. Although I've never actually had acupuncture. So I'm definitely into this stuff, and so hopefully you will be open-minded with me. So this is this technique is where you literally tap on your skin with your finger just like this. And so I'm gonna walk you through that. So if you're watching this on a video, you'll see what I'm talking about. If you're on the podcast, I'll walk you through it. I'll try to walk you through it as best as I can. So the point of this is to relieve stress, but apparently there's some studies that connect this to cortisol, dopamine, and endorphin release, and just generally makes you feel kind of good. I start my morning routine with this. So I start with this, and then I lead into my meditation, and then I do my journal, and I do my breathing and all my stretching and all that stuff. So I haven't read any of the studies, but I have been doing this a few times a day, and it really does help with stress and kind of helps me quiet my busy mind. I do this right before I go to bed as well. So here's how it goes. So at the beginning, you tap on your karate chop part, where you on the side of your hand where you do a karate chop. Tap on that for a couple of minutes, and then there's mantras and stuff that you say to yourself about I'm in charge of my own mind, and I have an app that walks me through all this stuff. But I figured I'd show you what this is, just to show you that it's not complete bullshit. But I do this every day and I love it. So the next point is you tap in between your eyebrows to the right or to the left. I only do one hand at a time, and I think that's what you're supposed to do. But I'm literally, if you can hear this, I'm just tapping on my forehead right here. And then once you're done with that, then you kind of move on to the side, to the right of your eyebrow or to the left of your left eyebrow. I'm pretty sure which side you do doesn't really matter. And then from there, you go to below your eye and just tap for a couple seconds. And you can kind of feel this vibration going through your head, and it's it just feels really good. I'm kind of mellowing out already. So from there, I'm going to go to the top of my lip, and just for a few seconds. It doesn't take forever. Literally, this whole sequence takes 4 minutes. And then between my lip and my chin, and I'm tapping maybe 1 or 2 inches away from my face. and then just tapping, tapping, tapping. It's very, very simple. And then I'm going to go to my collarbone. I'm going to use both hands for this. It's just like where the actual bone part's like just slightly below that, like maybe a half an inch below that. And you just start to feel really relaxed. It's crazy. I'm not sure if you actually have to believe in it or if it just works regardless of whether you believe it or not. The next point is just on your side, like below your, like on your deltoid. And then the last one is on top of your head. And you literally just tap and it just relieves stress just like almost like automatically. It's kind of amazing. So I was turned on to this from my mother-in-law the first time, and then my performance hypnotherapist / coach / friend Anthony Serino also turned me on to this with a pamphlet a long time ago. I dismissed it as dumb shit that was just like whatever. But I just in having done that exercise just now over the last like 2 minutes, I can already feel it, and it just feels really good. So in case you get stressed out with work or like with your business or whatever, give yourself a little quick tapping routine. All right, moving on. So the question I put out on Facebook today was, how are you going to invest your stimulus check? And I thought that I was curious about this because, and I knew I was going to get a lot of mixed responses, but just in response to the few DMs that I got about it, so there's a few people that are going to spend it on fixed costs like utilities and paying back their landlords and utility like whatever things that you have to pay. I think that's good. I think that's also an investment, but it's not the kind of investment that I would have had in mind for you. So what you're really investing in when you pay your landlord, your utilities, is you're paying for your own peace of mind. The peace of mind that you won't get evicted, or that they won't turn off the lights on you, or that you won't get a late payment on your credit card, or get a ding on your credit report. What you do with your stimulus money is 100% your business, and I think that you should do whatever you feel right for it. A couple of other people said that they were going to invest in like NFTs and crypto and stocks. And to them, I would say, I really, really hope you know what you're doing. Because if you don't, you've just about the same odds of walking into a casino. So you might as well just go to Atlantic City or Vegas and just roll the dice and see what happens. Because you have just about the same odds of winning as at a casino. So, but the only advantage with a casino is that it's over quicker. And then there's less time waiting around for the inevitable. Because if you don't know what you're doing with the stock market or Bitcoin, and very few people actually do, then you're going to lose your money, and it's going to be a waste of money. So, long story short, you're going to lose the money if you spend money on EFTs, crypto, or stocks, because there's no possible way to predict what's actually going to happen. So, no doubt, it's a good amount of people are actually going to go to 100% squander their check on some dumb shit like a PlayStation that loses value immediately, which is, again, it's your business. But I would offer a different way to spend your stimulus money in a way that would probably make more sense and actually help you with your life, and that is to invest in yourself. Now, how do you do that? You invest in a business you start, which doesn't have to cost you anything, and use the money to grow it. Now, by this, I mean, a good way to use the money is to skill up, is to gain something that you can market and sell to other people. Now, that could be in taking a course. You could learn a new skill, take a class from a community college, whatever it is, somehow invest in knowledge. Now, if you're really up against the wall, make the minimum payments that you have to get by for another month, and use the money to turn $1 into $2. Now, we have this. For some reason, we have all this sympathy and concern for our landlords and creditors and our utility companies, and all this worry about our permanent record and our credit. But this is a different time. And even if your credit report does go to shit, it'll still be fine in 7 years. So I don't understand what the problem is. So the pandemic is a once in a lifetime thing, and the stakes are super high. So roll the dice and see what happens. Like, what have you got to lose? I mean, you didn't have the stimulus money before, but now you have it. So what have you got to lose? So invest in yourself, and don't worry about the people who will be fine with or without your money. Like your landlord will be fine. Here are a few businesses that you can start with $100 or less. Now these aren't for everybody, obviously, and this is like a very, very short list. But if you had $100, you could be an affiliate marketer. You could do niche consulting. Like you can be like a literally like, I don't know, like there's a joke of like being a left ear surgeon versus being a right ear surgeon, but the riches are in niches. So if you're very good at one particular thing, chances are in the billions of people on the internet that there will be other people that would be interested in learning from you about how to do that one very, very, very specific thing. Another thing you could do is you could be a tutor. You could teach somebody a language, or you could just be an ESL teacher. There's tons of work for that right now. So you could be a freelance web designer, or a copywriter, or a graphic designer, or a video editor. These are very, very high demand things. And so if you spend $100 on an education for yourself, you can learn how to do this, so at least well enough so that you can take the burden off of somebody else and do it for them. There's a huge economy in renting your stuff and renting your space out to the sharing economy. So if you have like tools that you have, you can rent those out with various different websites. Also, like with our specialized skill set, you could be a menu planner or a meal prepper. Now, you don't necessarily need an enormous amount of equipment for this. And one thing that a lot of people make a mistake of doing is they start accumulating equipment and permits and business cards and bank accounts and all that stuff without having a single customer. So if you want to start a business, start with your customer. Get the customer first, and then get all the stuff that you need to service the business. Don't do it the other way around like I did it. That was a mistake. I spent tens of thousands of dollars without having any customers, or at least any consistent customers. So get the customer first, like sell the business, or sell the job, sell the client, and then build the business around that. Another thing you can do is like pet and house sitting. That's just like the easiest thing you can do. And then you can build your business while you're getting paid to serve somebody else. So there are hundreds of businesses you can start with your stimulus check. There's hundreds and thousands of businesses that you can start without a stimulus check. The point is, if you have any kind of creativity or imagination, which we all do, you can build a business out of anything that you like or want to do. So you just have to take the initiative and create something. Be creative, like create and build. It's all about transferring value. And if you can create an offer that provides immense value to your customers and clients, then all you have to do is make sure that they know about it. And that's the sales and marketing part. So that's all I got for you today. So be sure to join our group, Service and Hospitality Entrepreneurs, on Facebook for fresh daily content, or search for Jason Luttrell on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Clubhouse, or subscribe to The Luttrell Show wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about starting or growing your business, head to serviceempires.com, where we have scholarships and free enrollment opportunities at hello.jluttrell.com. If you want to check out the show notes and see some links to some of the things that I talked about, head to shownotes.jluttrell.com. And thanks for tuning in. I've been Jason Luttrell, and we will see you next time.